Here we go. It's time. Let's go. Finally. Tell me all the cool shit I'm gonna have next week. Oh, it's Sleepy Joe. He's awake.
Welcome to BlizzCon 2023. Wow, this is crazy. This is awesome, seeing so many people.
Boggers.
Very, very different than our streaming studio back in the office for sure. But thank you all for joining us on a very special version of Diablo's Campfire Chat.
Come on,
We
Zyke.
kicked off this program
Be
as a
polite.
live stream, as you all know, and it's an amazing feeling to see us actually do this here in front of a live audience now at BlizzCon. We have some news to share with you, and before we get into it, I do want to welcome and learn more about our wonderful panelists here for today's Campfire Chat. So let's go right into it. Brent. Hi, everybody. This is your first. This is Brent's first time up here. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself? I know.
Look, it's for a very good reason. Don't worry.
Green
Break
for
a little color tradition up here.
Green for Diablo.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so my name is Brent Gibson. I'm an associate game director on Diablo 4.
What's up, Brent?
I was a part of the Vicarious Visions team that came together with Team 3 a couple years ago to make Diablo 4. And I'm really excited to be up here today to talk a little bit about the expansion coming up.
Yes.
Oh, we are gonna learn about some expansion stuff. Let's go. All right. All right.
Now, I know we have multiple teams, Brent,
Yes.
that are working on Diablo 4. So, and you yourself are going to be talking specifically about the expansion here today. So yeah, it's great to hear that, you know, we have multiple groups working on the game for Diablo 4.
But we're all one big team, which is the exciting part.
Yeah, very, very big team. And of course, you know, based off of community feedback and everything that we've heard, those groups are going to be working on seasons and upcoming items, and then of course the expansion that we have here. Next up, though, we actually have Tiffany, who's going to be talking here.
Actually,
Do we have? No, we do.
Oh, hey, I'm Tiffany.
What's up, Tiff?
Yeah, Tiffany. I was not pausing for applause. I'm just awkward. But this is my 14th BlizzCon. It's my 9th as an employee. I first attended as a part of the community in 2005, so it's really special to be up here. I've worked on the Diablo franchise for 12 years now, starting on Diablo 3 12 years ago, and then moving on to Diablo 4 for the past, years. Brent and I actually unknowingly worked on the same game back in 2009, Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2. Yeah, that game was awesome.
It's a big throwback.
Never played it.
So it's been such a thrill to work with him and a bunch of the others from the Albany office, again, on Diablo 4 for the past few years.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Tiffany. We have Kaylee Calder here. Kaylee is actually a familiar face on the Diablo side. You may have seen her in some of the videos.
I don't know who you are.
Our seasons and everything. Kaylee?
Yeah, hi everybody. I'm Kaylee Calder, and I am one of the lead game producers on Diablo 4. Like Tiffany and a lot of our team, I have been working on Diablo.
Sorry to disappoint you, Zyke. It
for
sounds
the
like
last
she is
10
not
years
from the
across
US.
both Diablo 3 and Diablo 4. This is my first time on stage at BlizzCon, so while I am so honored, thank you. I'm so excited to be here with all of you. I'm a little nervous, but it's so good to see everyone in person. And I'm really excited to talk to you all today about some changes coming to season 2,
probably.
some additions, and other future developments.
I think she was probably in one of like
Thank you so much,
the
Kaylee.
hype
And of
trailers or
course,
something. Yeah.
We have Mr. Joe Shelley here, a very familiar face on all our Diablo 4 Campfire Chats.
He's awake! Yay!
Joe, welcome again.
Thank you, Adam, and thank all of you. I really want to thank all of you for being here and submitting questions. We're going to take questions at the end. And really, for all the feedback that you've given us throughout the launch of the game and Season 1, it's incredible to have
Is he
Campfire
awake?
Chat, but with this huge array of other attendees at our campfire. So it's incredible.
Someone poke him with a
Exactly.
stick.
Thank you so much, Joe. And of course, I am Adam Fletcher. I'm the Director of Community for Diablo.
Yay, Adam! Woo!
So weird with an audience. And I will be today's host and moderator. I want to thank you all again for
I like the little
taking
campfire.
the time to join us
It looks
on
cozy.
this very special Diablo 4 Campfire Chat. And I do also want to give a huge call out to this amazing plush campfire that we did bring in for this. I joked it's got very soft lighting. There we go. First pun of the day. We're already
Good one, Adam. Good one.
But to kick off activities, I know the dev team, they do actually have some news to follow up regarding yesterday's announcements. So let me actually pass it off to the team. So, Brent?
Yeah, we're really excited to show the sneak peek for the next chapter of Hatred. We've been on pins and needles to share some of the information from the expansion for a very long time. And it's going to be taking us to a brand new place. And it's really cool because it's actually in contrast to that dark gothic setting that we're used to seeing.
Is it really brand new, though? Isn't it just from Diablo 2?
A bit of a different flavor. So for those of you who are new to the franchise, it's going to be new, it's going to be fresh. But for some of you who have been with us all along, we're going to go take a trip down memory lane and go to a place that's a little nostalgic.
Let's
so,
go.
That being said, let's take a look.
Oh, shit. Oh, it's the same trailer again, isn't it?
We have each played a part in what has happened here. You abdicated your choice to this child. And with every
Man, who would have ever guessed that her running off with the Soul Stone would have been a bad idea?
there will be no salvation in the light.
Like, it doesn't show much, but that shot right there is just really fucking cool. Because it's very much just like, oh shit, I remember that place from Diablo 2. Let's fucking go.
There we have it. It's so cool to see on the big stage. You know, Diablo 4, Vessel of Hatred,
I remember.
coming in late 2024.
Yeah.
I mean, Brent, what does an expansion mean for Diablo 4?
Well, first off, I want to talk a little bit about breaking the color convention. You've been giving me
I've got green shoes
all
on.
sorts of grief over my green jacket. I like the green. Yeah,
It's
so,
Diablo 4 Monster
for
Energy
us,
Edition.
Expansions are important because it's a great opportunity to take one big cohesive step forward. You know, when it comes to continuing our dark story, exploring the new region we're going to talk about today, or even new ways to play with new monsters and a new class, we want to make sure that all of these things go together in a really nice way. And I've been joking for a little bit about how this is kind of like making a really good burger, right? You want to make sure that you're pulling in all of the ingredients that you need so that when they all come together and you take one big bite, all those flavors are working together. And so for us, that cohesiveness is really important.
So you say burger. There are a lot of variations of burgers. There's like single burgers or like maybe a double from In-N-Out or something like that.
I'm so hungry now.
Yeah.
You know, coming from Albany, In-N-Out, I'm down. That's great.
So what kind of burger is this year?
That's a good question. You know, I guess I look at it as kind of like a
Dude, I knew you were going to say
burger
something.
with all the classic ingredients, but with like jalapenos, right? Like throw something in that's a little bit spicy, a little bit different.
And
so
a
you
little
have
bit green.
And a little bit green, that's a good point. I didn't even think about that.
Apparently.
So yeah, we want to make sure that we have all the nice traditional ingredients that speak directly to the core of our audience, but we're also offering things that are new.
Awesome. Well, I know with Vessel of Hatred, a new expansion, there's going to be some story and lore.
Look, man,
So
they're real
let's
people
kind of
up here
talk a
having
little bit
real
more about story. What do you
conversations,
think?
okay?
Yeah, so when we last left off in the main campaign, Nerel was traveling south with the stone with Mephisto. He got himself trapped in there again, as you know he tends to do. She's been following the footsteps of a prophet of light, looking for a way to deal with this stone and the prime evil that's trapped within. Now, she's a really fascinating character.
what could
because
go
she's
wrong?
a child, but she's been through a ton of trauma, so spoilers if you haven't played the main campaign of Diablo. But here she is directly challenging the influence of a prime evil, something the Haradrim have always famously failed at. So for players that might be jumping into Diablo 4 for the first time with the Vessel of Hatred, they'll have the choice to either play through the main campaign or jump directly into the new chapter. There will be a recap in the game, so you'll have full context to all the events of Sanctuary that played out in the main campaign, So don't worry. You
Yeah,
won't
it's
miss out
Act
on
3 of
anything
Diablo
if you
2.
want to just see what's happening with Nayrel and explore those jungles. All right, I love this picture. He's real creepy. It looks like he's coming out of a mud bath of sorts. So this is Mephisto. Now, he
Oh,
is my
shit.
favorite prime evil. I think he's just a badass. If you don't know who he is the Lord of Hatred, and he is the father of Lilith. So I believe that makes him
Yeah, granddaddy of Mephisto.
granddaddy
here.
of
Yeah.
Sanctuary.
Grand Fisto?
Grand
Yeah, something
Fisto.
like that. Yeah, yeah.
So, man, you mean he's
Some
gonna
drops
get out of the
Mephisto.
Soul Stone? No way!
Mephisto did not intend to be trapped in the stone. Like I said, they're very bad at that. It tends to happen. So he's, as you heard in the trailer, every step of the way that Nayrel is taking with him, he is pushing against her, constantly trying to unravel every single moment that they have together. It's in this next chapter in Vessel of Hatred, we're going to find out what is his fate with this stone and what's going to happen with Nayrel.
Yeah, so with Vessel of Hatred, you know, we even saw it a little bit in the teaser. It seems like we're actually going to be, it's going to be taking us to a new place. I know you guys have actually mentioned Nahantu. Can you tell us a little bit more about Nahantu, Brett?
Yeah, so we're going to a whole new region called Nahantu. Now, for those of you guys who know the history of Sanctuary, you know that heading south actually means going to Torjan. When we started off with the expansion, we decided as a team to really think about how we're referencing cultures moving forward. And for those of you who may not know, the Torjan people are a real people. And they're an amazing culture. They have beautiful traditions. You should totally look it up. But for us as creatives, we want to make sure that we're always in a position where we're being inspired by, as opposed to lifting from. And so because of that, we decided to review some of our names and make some changes.
So how are we kind of doing this in game?
We've actually decided to fold it in creatively. So for those of the people who are outside of the region, you know, maybe you were from the Dry Steppes, you know this place as Torjan. But the people who are there know it as Nahantu. And so you're going to see that folded into the story in some really creative ways to give that name some power.
Awesome. I know we have a lot of cool art to actually show. Like here, right here, we're seeing kind of what looks to be like a river gate.
Yes, so everything starts here at the river gate. We look at Nahantu as a place that's been closed off from Sanctuary. It's been closed off from all the things that have been going on with Lilith over the last several moments of our story. And so you can imagine this monolithic statue where the doors have been closed for the last several decades, and now they're open. And we're going to see what happens with Nayrel as she passes through these gates.
Cool.
If you look at this next image, we like to look at the jungle as this place that is a wild and dangerous place. We also love the idea that it's a living, breathing character of its own. It has its own personality. It
Or green
expresses
stuff,
itself
yeah.
in different ways throughout the game.
Sorry, Penny.
And so
The game is going from
Wisconsin's
red
a
to
really good
green.
example of where things from the outside may have come in, but the jungle's going to reclaim it, right? So you're going to see these branches.
Oh, do we get to fight Swamp Thing?
Pulling back some of the architecture that you would see through the region. But for the things that have been there all along, it's going to live symbiotically with, and so you can watch the river flow.
Oh, that looks really
through the
cool,
structures
actually.
of the area as well.
Do we get to travel around on a boat?
You know what? This is actually one of my favorite concept pieces that we've made for the expansion so far.
No, I didn't
Because
see the
even though
Santa
it's kind
hats.
of, it's an environmental scene, it really just shows the depth and scale of the jungle, which is not really like a place we've ever gone to before within Diablo 4 so far. And it just it really inspired the team as well when they saw it, just that feeling of like scale and age, I guess, is a good way to describe it.
The idea that these roots are so old that they stretch across the chasm.
Yeah, this is going to
area.
be kind of like a
You can see there's a very small character in
big
the middle
contrast,
of that branch.
like
It,
between
it creates,
between this and like
it
what we're
creates a
used
sense
to
of
in
scale
D4 at the
that
moment,
allows
kind
us to
of.
do a lot
I think the
with
closest thing we have right now is
So
like
it's not just
the
trees in the area. These trees are actually
like Skazglen dungeons and stuff, maybe.
You know, we've seen a lot of environments, and I know there's a lot of also architecture here in Nahantu. So can you show us a little bit more about that as well?
Yeah, so this is a great image that starts to show how we wanted to integrate a lot of the natural features of the world in with the architecture. And so you can see how the river is flowing with and around this piece right here. All of this
Oh
starts
yeah, all the
from,
environments in
a
D4
place
are
called
fucking
Kuros.
fantastic.
So for those
man.
of you who've been with us for a while, Kuros is an iconic place
Aw,
that sits
shit.
in the heart of the jungle.
Kuros,
And
baby.
it's not just a town, it's not just a capital, it's a sprawling city. So you can imagine a lot of these structural
This
elements
expansion's
popping
gonna
up
be like
all over
super
the place,
nostalgic, dude.
spreading across the entire jungle. And this is just one piece.
They're
that
just like, hey,
shows a bit
D2R
more
was
of that.
super popular. Let's take like a
If you
part of
take a look
that
at this
and
next
throw
one,
it into
I love
D4.
it. This is one of my favorite concepts of the entire package.
Looks
This is
cool.
a perfect example on how we're folding in that living, breathing jungle into the architecture. I got to give a huge shout out to the team. The level of detail that we put into this is absolutely incredible. They pay attention to our environments just as much as one of our
I
characters.
honestly
So
hated
all the
Act
detail
2
that we
way
put
more
in
than Act
Lilith
3.
or Inarius is the same amount of detail as you would see in a piece like this. So big shout out to the team for what they can do.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks really good.
So I know you shared a little bit about like Kuros, and you know it's a very recognizable place, like or in the Diablo history. Like, can you get into a little bit more detail for us of like some of these maybe recognizable places that will?
Yeah, where are we going?
Yeah, I love to talk about these next few concepts here. So I was a big player of Diablo 2 myself, so you may recognize some of these places. We keep talking about bringing you back somewhere nostalgic. So we're going to start with the dock towns. So you can visit
Yeah,
the
dude, if we're not able to do
original Kuros
Mephisto
docks,
runs.
in Act 3. And through time,
What the
it's
hell?
changed. It's been 72 years since the events of Diablo 2 in the world of Sanctuary. It has been 72 years in real life. So I'm excited to jump in there and see what the denizens have been up to, see if there's anybody that's still around from the past 72 years. And like Brent and Kaylee were saying earlier,
72 years,
a concept
okay.
piece like this really gives me this incredible sense of scale in the world of Sanctuary, and I'm super excited to explore areas like that. We know that locations like this really set the tone for successfully delivering on that nostalgia and embracing that legacy of the Diablo universe. So the capital Kuros is something that we've always wanted to know more about. So this is a clip that's actually from the teaser that we've showed you a couple times now. And this is that incredible ziggurat with really, really creepy Grandpa Mephisto talking over it.
Yep.
So we've always wanted to know what's under the ziggurat. What's amazing about this is that for the dev team, this is one of the earliest sources of inspiration when we started working on the expansion. And so seeing it make all the way from original concept into the actual teaser that we showed this weekend is really exciting. So we've got one more really, really cool place to show you. So this is the temple city of Travancore, and it's where the Haradrim
Oh, we're gonna be going to
originally
Travancore
imprisoned
again.
Mephisto in his soul stone.
I always call it
It's deep
Travinsel, but
inside
yeah, I guess it's
Kuros,
Travancore.
and I am so excited to go in there and see what's happened in the last
Dude, are we gonna have to fight the
hear what you think.
council again?
I hope I don't get slowed by hostile blizzards again. But it's going to be really cool to dive under Travancore and sort of revisit that area. It's such a memorable area from B3.
Yeah, Travancore
You mean
was
D2?
super memorable. Act 3. Everyone.
Come on,
was
Joe. It wasn't in
like council
D3.
there.
It was
So
in
it's great that we
D2.
can
Come
revisit
on,
that here
man.
in Vessel
Wake
of
up.
Hatred. And of course, a big question I know that people have with Vessel of Hatred: does that mean a new class is coming?
Oh, here you go.
Brent, do you have any more
Here we go.
info that you can share?
What is
I'm
it?
sure a few of you have been on Reddit asking questions about the new class. It's the #1 question we've been getting all week. You know, when we started off,
Zacharoon
we
Priest,
were
I'm
still
calling it.
making the main game, and I'm really proud of the fact that we delivered 5 classic classes. Right, we got that great feeling of all of them spread around the campfire. It felt really, really good, and so when we're talking about the expansion, we had a decision to make. We're kind of at a crossroads of, do we do another classic, or do we do something new? And the team really thought about it hard, and we felt we have a responsibility to actually bring new things to Sanctuary. Like,
Hey, it's
this
not
game
a
is
Blood
really
Knight.
big, this world is
At least
very
it's
big.
not a Blood Knight.
We need to continue to broaden it, and so we made the choice to go with something new.
So you're saying new here, and we're seeing a lot of jungle environments, obviously.
Yes.
So does that for sure rules out something like the Witch Doctor?
Yes, that for sure rules
Yeah,
out.
it's absolutely a brand new class. It is not the Witch Doctor.
All right. We've been hearing a lot of like,
But what is it?
Witch Doctor. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure we said new class. So Awesome. That was great that we got to see kind of like and get a little bit more information about Diablo 4 Vessel of Hatred. Again, Diablo
That's
4
it?
Vessel of Hatred is coming out.
What's
in
the
late
class?
2024. We'll actually have more news next summer about Diablo 4 Vessel of Hatred. Green.
Green.
Great.
Come on, man.
Your color coordinator for this, Brent. So, but we do want to talk more about some of the other items that we talked about in the opening ceremony yesterday. And so, Joe,
Yeah,
I know
true.
wants to talk a little bit about season 2 and what's coming forward.
Yeah, absolutely. So, we've
Going
had,
back to red.
As I said here earlier when I welcomed all of you, we've had so much community feedback, and it's been incredible for us to be able to release season 2 and bring a lot of those changes to you. And I think we have a roadmap here.
Nice.
You can see here that on the Season of Blood, some of the things
Okay.
that we brought with Season of Blood. If you haven't played since launch or since season 1, you'll be able to check out the new boss ladder, leveling, 40%
okay.
faster leveling, right?
Dude,
The
I
changes
like that then.
too.
Season of...
That was all me, no. We have an incredibly talented team of system designers who care deeply about the player experience and the feeling of movement through the levels and being able to capture the objective of reaching level 100, right? And so that change was something that we thought was really important for season 2. But we also changed things like the way that item power scales, right? So that as you fight more difficult monsters, you can get more powerful loot, including some of those uber uniques from Duriel.
Yes.
And so many other quality of life changes. The mount, I think, is transformed.
Yeah, mount is definitely a lot better now. For sure.
That's not all we have in store for season 2. Like we were talking about in the opening ceremonies, we made some announcements, and we want to get into more detail about those here today. And a little bit of a sneak peek at, you can see here, season of, I'm going to say the orange text.
Yes, that's definitely
The season of...
Final name. No, we're not quite ready to release the season name, but we have a sneak peek of one of the features coming with leaderboards and the gauntlets. So we're really excited to talk about those. Let's jump into it.
Sure.
Yeah, so we're going to kick things off with some updates to Season 2 that are coming really, really soon. Literally, this coming Tuesday, November 7th, we are going to be adding new unique rings, which were called the Malignant Rings.
All right, what do they do? What are we getting?
Seasons is an opportunity for us to look for ways to bring things back that you, our players, really enjoyed and really engaged with. It doesn't mean that we'll bring things back from every season, but we will look for opportunities, especially when the community is letting us know how much they enjoyed it, and also, we also had a lot of fun with these. This also is an opportunity for us to kind of revisit those powers because these are coming not just on to the season, but also to the Eternal realm. So these
it is
powers you're
permanent.
about to see on these rings, we've tweaked them slightly so that they work with the other uniques.
It is
in the
permanent.
game, but we feel they're really going to add something for each class and kind of continue on building their kit and that fantasy. You're going to be able to get these by defeating Varshan, so I hope everyone
told you. I called it.
You have a little bit of time to farm more.
I told you they were going to attach them to him. Good.
Yeah,
that makes the most
said,
sense.
We're actually going to move to the next image, and we're going to take a look at these. So I originally was going to talk to Brett about his rogue, but when we started doing this, he saw the Barbarian ring and switched on me.
I'm sorry.
Just the worst. But so for our rogues out there, for those of you, if use your subterfuge skills. It's going to spawn a decoy. It's going to taunt enemies, and then it's going to explode for a really nice amount of damage. Think you're going to have a lot of fun. Adam, this is for you and the rest of the sorcerers out there.
Yes,
I don't care about either of these. I don't play rogue. I don't play sorc. Get to the good shit.
Something a little different than just ball lightning. For the sorcerer, each unique element that you deal damage with is going to give you increased damage, and then dealing elemental damage again is just going to refresh that duration. So sling fireballs, lightning ball as well, and keep increasing that damage. We have 3 more classes to take a look at. So next up now is the Barbarian. So for our Barbarians out there, when you use, there you are.
Woo!
when you next cast Hammer of the Ancients, Upheaval, or Deathblow, it's guaranteed to be a crit. And that crit's going to deal bonus critical strike damage as well.
Are you kidding me?
Exactly. So hit them hard and hit them often, guys.
Holy
And I
shit.
definitely know there's a few druids out there, you guys who don't want to forget about you. Exactly.
Oh, Druid's got the loudest crowd
I
here.
know.
Yeah.
Represent druids. So for druids, when you are casting your ultimate skill, it is going to draw enemies in and deal a huge amount of damage based on your willpower. It will do that when you cast.
Yeah, the
and then
barbering,
5 seconds after.
yeah.
And then lastly, the Necromancer.
Necromancers, rise up!
Woo!
Right. There's actually 3 Necromancers up here, because 3 of us are playing it this season. Total coincidence. So we all love this power, and we know everybody else loved this, so we are bringing back the walking near
You got to
your
get the
corpses,
min roll on it.
It's going to automatically activate one of the following skills, which is Corpse Tendrils, Corpse Explosion, or Raise Skeleton. So yeah.
Dude,
that
you can
is,
get like...
That's gonna
Yeah,
be
the stats don't
Malignant
look that
Rings,
great.
And as we said, you're going to be able to get them from killing Varshan starting on November 7th.
But you can get a corpse explosion,
next
free
week,
corpse
everybody.
explosion every 1 second, I think
Thank
is
you
the
so
min
much,
roll on it.
Haley.
And the minimum corpse tendril you can get is what, 8
And
seconds?
again, we're super excited about bringing in these malignant powers from
Yeah.
season 1. Thanks to community feedback and you guys actually wanting these powers back in, we were able to get these in these
Yeah,
new rings that will
the
be coming out
barbering
Tuesday.
actually might be
And again,
competitive.
patch notes actually are going to be available on Diablo4.com for that patch.
Getting that
It will be
guaranteed
the
crit
after this
is...
panel, so you guys can
You get a
actually see what's
guaranteed
in that
crit
update,
every 100
for
Fury?
players on Tuesday,
That's
which is awesome to
wild,
see.
dude.
So,
That is
but
insane.
we do also have some more information to talk about.
Even more
Yes,
stuff. So
we have some more events taking place in early December. Haley is going to jump right in.
I'll kick us off. Yeah, December 5th is our next update for season 2. And we've got some additional updates coming in, some quality of life things, and then something Joe is going to talk about. But I'm going to talk about some additional changes to the occultist. Chris mentioned this yesterday in opening ceremony. So for those of you who may not know, enchanting is what allows you to replace an affix on an item with another. And those that are familiar with it will notice when you go and visit from December 5th, there is a new view affix possible.
Fuck
affixes
that.
button. I can't remember it. Yeah.
Oh,
New
no,
possible
I thought it was
affixes.
showing like... Wait.
And when you click on that, it's going to give you.
Are we
a
gonna have
list
4
of the
options, though, when
affixes
we
that
roll?
one could roll into. So that way you're not kind of just blindly guessing and hoping that the one you've picked is going to give you. We think
So no longer
this
3
update,
choices, we'll have
along
4?
With the gold changes we have made is really going to help everybody optimize their builds and continue
Like,
to
seeing
have
what you
fun
can
in
get
the
is
long run.
great, but having like
We have
4
also
options to choose
heard
from instead of
feedback
3, that's a
about
bigger like win
affixes
to me.
and how some of them aren't serving you in the ways you want. We do have
Oh,
plans
is
to
it?
talk about both changes to affixes and itemization.
I
in
mean,
the
seeing what
future,
you can
but
get
we're
on
not
it
quite ready
is
to talk about it right now.
huge. I was hoping that
that's
we
right.
would get
This
like
is a
4
really
options to
important
choose from.
change, and itemization is one of the itemization and endgame are the
Yeah.
2 things that we're laser focused on right now.
Fuck.
We're going to talk a little bit more about that right up here next with Avatar Zir.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, let's go.
And, you know, it's awesome to see these occultist changes because obviously community feedback has been. We've heard you guys like that. Blindly choosing different affixes has been very, very difficult. But with the changes, with the cost plus this, will be much better. And this update, of course, hitting on December 5th. But other feedback that we've heard a lot about, and Joe knows this as well, has been about endgame. And so I know you wanted to talk a little bit about a new kind of endgame feature that's coming in season 2. So Joe, yeah, do you want to talk a little bit about?
Yeah, so we want to add more endgame, and then we want to add some more endgame, and then
Some more?
Some
we're gonna
more?
add more endgame.
Yeah, we're going to add some more after
That's
that.
right,
Okay,
that's
okay,
right,
yeah,
okay. And in particular, permanent or evergreen endgame features that extend the challenges and reward opportunities from 50 to 100 and after you've reached 100. And so Avatar of Zir is a 100 plus new thing that we're trying here. This is a seasonal endgame event.
Okay.
So it's temporary, and we're really interested in paying attention to how all of you run through it and your feedback on it for the future of, maybe we'll bring it back. We'll see how it goes. But you probably want to know more about it than just staring at this red portal, right?
Sure.
we have a chart that used to be on a napkin, but
It's very beautiful.
This is when you work with a bunch of
Jeez.
designers, they like to make these little flow charts, and then they hand them to you on a napkin, and they
Yeah.
go, "Can you make
The
them
red
pretty
portal
so we
means
can
there
show
is no
them
cow
to
level.
people?" So,
yeah,
designer flow charts.
paint for life. But so you can see here how the flow of Avatar of Zero will work. After you complete the final step of the season journey, you'll be ready to face off against the Avatar. And this is a very, very difficult area. You're going to need to bring all of your skill, but also you're going to need to bring the very best builds. Not every build is going to be able to succeed in Avatar Zero. And that's why it's positioned like after you've really you've defeated Echo of Lilith, you've defeated Duriel, you've got your Uber Uniques, and you're like, what's next? What's the next challenge, right? And the Avatar is meant to be that. So you're going to get a recipe for the first tier.
I'm assuming they want you to
Avatar
complete the season
tier.
journey
When you
for it
complete
because
that
it's
first
like
tier, you're
tied to
going
the
get
season.
a recipe
It's
for
the
next
Blood
tier. And I
Avatar
wanna
of
state
Zir.
that, there are 25 tiers of Avatar of Zir. And that's fewer tiers than there are of Nightmare Dungeons, but each tier of the Avatar is much more difficult than the tier before. This is not the same as Nightmare Dungeons 70 to 71. And you're also going to get a ton of Paragon Glyph XP. So
Okay.
I know some people have expressed that it can be hard to level up all your glyphs.
Oh, here we
through
go, here we
Nightmare
go.
Dungeons, that you're going to get so much from this event. And you're going to need it because you're going to want to level up this new unique glyph that you can get as a reward for completing the Avatar.
So is this the only
Glyph, the
one?
Tears of Blood, is tied to the event and is also persists during the duration of the event.
Next
But it
radius
will be
increase at
incredibly
level
useful
50.
For, increasing
Holy
your character
shit.
power so that you can take on those tougher tiers of the Avatar.
For every 5 core
You can see
stats, you
that it
get
has a larger
2%
radius
increased
than other glyphs.
damage.
It can grow even beyond that. It has multiplicative powers on it, and it can be leveled up to 200 times. So it
Wow.
is still a capped level, but it has a lot of progression,
200?
in it.
Holy shit.
Awesome. Lots of stuff coming here. December 5th. We got the Occultist updates and Avatar Zero, which is the end game that we just talked about that. And that will run through the end of Season 2. So players can expect, to be able to go
Time to
through that
just do
starting on
even
December
more
5th, which is great
insane
to hear.
damage.
But we also have even more events in December that we do want to talk about. One that's a little bit more festive. We mentioned it yesterday. Kaylee, I know you want to talk a little bit about Midwinter Blight.
Yeah, so for everyone that doesn't live in California, this time of year can be darkening and colder. You might get snow, lots of rain.
Like where I'm from.
Yeah, where you're from, basically. You're going to need the winter clothing. As you return to Fractured Peaks on December 12th.
Yeah, Cokeless, what are you complaining about? You love Nightmare Dungeons.
As you return, you're going to find that it's been enveloped in a storm. It's freezing out the locals. It's eternally dark, and there are new horrors.
I think it's cool they're actually doing a seasonal event, like an actual festive event thing in Diablo for the first time. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, we're working on a special Diablo ice scraper. I'm reaching out to John Mueller to see if we can get that marketed.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. So it's going to start in Kyovashad, and you're going to meet Gillian, a wandering bard, and he's here to try
A bard?
and bring some cheer and warmth.
New
to
class,
the
guys.
studio
New class
as we go to
confirmed.
that.
Bard.
And he is located in the Hibernal Square. And he's giving as well a warning of the storm and the terrors lurking within. And as you can see, this is a classic Diablo holiday space, decorated mostly in skulls, which we find very festive on the team, personally. Yes, and at its center we have the Totem of Midwinter, which plays a part in the event itself, but I'm not going to spoil that.
I already know exactly where it's going to go on my
So what's
Necro,
happening
Penny.
outside
I don't know on the
Kyovashad, you're
Barb,
gonna
but
head
I already
up
know
on
exactly where
Fractured
it's going to go on the
Peaks, you're gonna
Necro.
explore the zone, and you're going to encounter some sinister snowmen, or what demons consider snowmen, that we're calling frigid husks, which, yes, they're beautiful.
Yes, very beautiful.
Can we see them?
I will note, I don't actually know if
Oh, nice.
Rod Ferguson, our GM, is here. He is making me insert this wonderful pun.
It's all
he,
Rod.
he was
Yeah,
song,
super
so Rod
cute.
Ferguson, trademark pun. Frosty the Goat Man is what he likes to call
I
these.
thought you were
yes.
meant to sing that.
Yeah, you know.
No, we're not
no,
gonna.
I
Okay,
don't
no,
think
no,
we're
we're
gonna
nixing
sing
the
it, yeah.
singing. No singing. Okay. All right. So who's building these? I mentioned demons. So you're going to see some familiar faces, but they're under a new allegiance. These blight fiends have new tricks, new ways to terrorize and harass both you and the locals. And they're just generally
Is it the
causing
beast in the
mischief and
ice?
terror under the orders of their leader, who is the Red Cloaked Horror. He lives in the darkest corners of Fractured Peaks, emerging only with the storm. And he is going to, you know, be really, really mad at anyone disrupting his plans, and he's going to try and make you dead. I think he looks really jolly, personally. I'm a big fan.
Again, another
Okay.
Rod
Oh,
Ferguson
yes,
pun.
here we go.
And this one I
So
will
it's
sing.
literally
I will.
giant
I
goat
will.
man with more red.
Be the
Look,
red
Penny,
cloak
perfect for
bearer.
you.
Oh, God.
There we go. All right,
Oh.
just leaving now. We're
But
done.
he doesn't even have a nose.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
I know. Rod has the worst puns. We know
Okay,
that. So.
all right. So what are you going to be doing? You're going to be heading out into Fractured Peaks. So we're going to bring up a video of some of the kind of gameplay a little bit here. You're going to encounter the Blight Fiends having a really jolly time.
They are
You know,
I'm a
they
dancing.
are, They are.
This is the cutest little, like,
Yeah. Well, we're
need
going to
them
ruin their
to
day.
murder them.
Yes.
Aw.
exactly.
Snow globe of these.
Murder, destroy those snowmen.
They were
And
just
you're gonna engage
celebrating.
in a number of events that are unique to Midwinter Blight, destroy Frigid Husk, defeat the Blight Fiends, and if you disrupt things enough, you may end up summoning the Red Cloaked Horror himself.
Oh,
who's,
shit.
As I said,
Nice.
very annoyed at you. And participating in these is going to give you resources that you can take back to the Hibernal Square to progress.
Yeah,
the
this
event.
Sork does like no damage.
And, yeah.
Where's your ball
Some
lightnings?
rewards.
Right, the rewards, because what's a festive event without presents and gifts and, you know, things in general. So we have a number of new cosmetic rewards that you'll be able to earn through participating on the event itself. So
Okay.
these are selection of weapons, and then we also have some really cool back trophies. I really like them. They've got bells, and there's some wreaths and lots of skulls, because we do like that here. We have a theme, and we're going to stick to it.
Okay.
So this starts on December 12th. Really hope everyone comes and slays with us.
There we
There you
go.
go.
For show,
Don't
for show.
worry.
Fun.
There we go. Yeah, I did it. Yeah.
They
So,
clapped for it. Good.
no, I was not expecting that, actually. But yeah, so yeah, that's Midwinter Blight.
Awesome. It's great to hear more information about all these updates coming in. And Midwinter Blight's great because community feedback has been, we've heard a lot of people wanting more cosmetic options.
Yeah, I
So
think it's
now
pretty
you have
cool.
the ability of actually unlocking some skulls, some bells, some holly that you can actually incorporate to your character with Midwinter Blight. But all this information is going to be available again on a blog on Diablo4.com after the panel.
Yep.
And we're looking forward to getting all these updates in everyone's hands for Abattoir Zir, the Occultist updates, and of course Midwinter Blight. But moving on, we do have additional information to talk about Season of the Orange Text, as you called it.
That's right.
Okay, all right.
So Joe, can you tell us a little bit more about what's coming there?
Season 3,
Yeah,
guys. Here we
so
go. Leaderboards.
More endgame.
More in-game.
Yeah.
Wow, more endgame. Pog.
This is such a cool piece. This is relevant to the season.
Who is
and,
that guy?
I'm excited to find out what happens with this guy. But I want to talk a little bit about one part of season 3. And there are
Yeah, the
many
season of
more
overpowered grapes.
parts of season 3. We're going to talk about these more in future campfire chats. But we wanted to talk a little bit about leaderboards, leaderboard-driven trials.
He wants it.
This guy wants
That
it,
guy over
and so
there.
we're going to make it.
thanks, guy.
We weren't going to make it, but. And so the way this is going to work is when Season 3 players reach World Tier 4, they're going to be able to compete in the Gauntlet, which is a fixed seed, non-linear dungeon.
Watch them call it like
where
the
your
Season of
mastery and your
Glory or
skill are going to be
something.
needed to achieve the highest scores. And those best scores are going to appear on the leaderboards. Now, every time you enter the Gauntlet, it's going to be exactly the same. That means the monsters and their positions, the layouts, the affixes. And
Okay.
because it's non-linear, you have some choices about how you're going to progress through to maximize your score. And of course, if you're playing in a party, you can choose like which direction each party member is going to go, and you really have an opportunity to optimize it. Loot will drop at the end of the timer, so you don't have to worry about picking it up on the way. And as you're killing monsters and you're opening chests, you're going to get instead these pickups called Proofs of Might. They drop from all of this types of content, and you'll have a limited amount of time to collect as many as possible to maximize your score. So at the beginning of each week, a new gauntlet is going to replace the current one, and the leaderboards will reset. Now,
Sounds kind of like Greater
this is
Rifts
an
with a
image
twist.
Of the solo barbarian ladder we can see here. I want to caution that it is in development content.
Rank
so some
worthy.
things may change by the time we get to season 3, but we wanted to show off to really give all of you an idea, a visual idea of like, how this is going to play out. And you can also see on this next image that we have a number of filters. So there are solo leaderboards for each class, as well as party leaderboards that vary with party size. Of course, hardcore leaderboards. And then when you look at the leaderboards, you'll be able to filter them globally or by platform. You can filter by your friends or your clan.
So I know I'm better than Brown.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm right here.
Man, Lilith only got rank 11. What you doing, Lilith? Come on.
Barb, you would be able to.
Oh, okay. It's better. Necros are better.
that's why we
all
have
know
the
it.
Barb leaderboard. So, you know, I mentioned that these leaderboards will reset every week, but the very best players from each week's leaderboard are going to be recorded in the Hall of Ancients. This is a permanent leaderboard that will cement their legacy. And you don't just have to be the very top ranking on the leaderboards to participate in the gauntlet. All World Tier 4 players will be able to take their shot at participating in the gauntlet and progressing to the leaderboard.
So that means you don't have to be level 100 to participate at all.
No, you don't. In fact, if you look at this wonderful UI that we have up here, you can see that as you're leveling up and competing in the gauntlet and getting higher and higher score, you'll earn these seals. And as you are earning these seals, you'll be able to climb up until eventually you get to the seal of the worthy, and then you'll be able to jump into the leaderboard. And you can show these off on your character profile and game.
Okay.
Awesome. Very cool. And then I know with leaderboards that coming in season 3, with all the information that we've been sharing here, again, I'm just reminding everyone that you can end up checking all this out on the site afterwards. We'll have all the artwork up there. And of course, all the information that we provided even on the expansion stuff will end up being there. And I just want to remind everyone in the community that thanks to you guys and the feedback that we've actually gotten in for Diablo 4, we've been able to, we were able to
This
get
all
these
seems
amazing
really, really
changes
good.
in. So providing that feedback through our forums, through social media, through Reddit, wherever you post at, let us know. Even here at BlizzCon, it's a huge help for the whole entire team. So thank you guys again. Thank you, Diablo,
More endgame.
for making the game a better experience for everyone. I know we do have some time for Q&A as well. We did leave a question box out in Hall A, which is the Diablo Hall here at BlizzCon. And then, of course, we asked on social media for questions through our fans that could not attend
I like
BlizzCon.
the sound of the way that they're
we grabbed
doing the leaderboards.
The ones that seem to be pretty regular repeats specifically. So we'll kind of just jump right in on them. The first question, I think this one would be good for Kaylee. Will there be more intermediate progression dungeons and bosses between Tier 4 and Uber Lilith?
Yeah, so we had this question a bit, and the short answer is yes.
Nice.
We've already started doing this with the boss ladder, Uber Duriel, and we're looking for even more opportunities with which to give everybody things to tackle as they're working their way towards Uber Lilith, as well as, things for people to pursue once they defeat Uber Lilith. So yes, and as we develop those, we will share more information, probably in more campfire chats or on Diablo4.com.
Awesome. Thank you, Kaylee. This one's an expansion question. So,
Nice.
Brent, I will give this over to you. Will there be a season journey when expansion launches?
Yeah, we know we have a large community with players who like to play in a bunch of different styles. So when Vessel of Hatred launches, we're going to have stuff for Eternal players. We're going to have seasonal content. We're going to have people who want to continue to play vanilla, people who want to jump into the expansion. Basically, we're going to have something for everybody to have fun with.
Nice.
Cool. Thank you, Brent.
Cool, cool, cool.
Tiffany, this one for you. Will we have a system to save and switch between builds? A very popular
Very
question.
popular question.
Man, I mean, it gets asked every time.
So the reason Adam says this is a great question for me is because I ask Joe this all the time. It's something I'm also very, very passionate, myself and lots of the development team and lots of the community is very passionate about. So for those of you that played Diablo 3, are very familiar with the Armory. This is something that we brought to the game in patch 2.5. And so we've been talking about it for a very long time.
Man, she remembers the exact patch when they put it into
so many
D3.
activities.
Nice.
There's so much room for activities in Sanctuary, and so many different things to be doing, whether you're playing by yourself, playing with a group, PvP, et cetera, et cetera. There's Paragon board customization, there's build customization, there's outfit customization.
She
what
worked
gear
on
you're wearing.
D3.
So we want to be able to have an easy way to switch between those so you can keep playing and keep, min-maxing all of your experiences while you're in the game. So we have nothing to announce in terms of when it's coming, but it's something that we're talking about all the time and hoping to bring to Diablo 4 as soon as we possibly can.
Awesome. I know it's a thing that a lot of people.
We all
have been
want
asking
it. Just
for,
give it to
and,
us.
Being able to switch between different builds and everything and have that saved, it's something that the team most definitely is working on. Next question we have is from someone who's actually attending here at BlizzCon and is actually a content creator, was in our opening ceremony as well.
In the opening ceremony
was
reel.
from Don the Crown, and I think he actually
Oh,
made
shit.
like a decision to come to BlizzCon like 24 hours before BlizzCon
wow.
started.
Don!
He could be here right
I just
now,
really
but
wanted to ask this question.
yes, exactly. But I will say this question also came from a lot of people.
Yes, Don, good
But
question.
Don the Crown asked, do you intend to add
Holy
more
shit.
forms of living steel to the game?
Let's go.
Yeah, that grinning demon, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
He sucks.
Yeah.
It's, that particular
Don
subject
getting a
material,
huge shout out,
we've,
man.
It's certainly heard and experienced doing Helltides. Feels much more stingy than the other summoning materials, and so we want to make some improvements there. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, so expect
Nice.
improvements coming down the pipe for that. And by the way, I just want to thank everyone for not putting your names in the box because I would have completely screwed up half the names in there, as I normally do. So I appreciate people who do not put their names on there. You're the best. Last thing I need to do is butcher that in front of like 5,000 people. Will the expansion feature a group finder or global chats? As social features, I know we've heard a lot of questions about Brent.
Yeah. Social's a really big part of the game, and we see what everybody's doing with how they're leveraging trade chat to kind of work around some things.
Right.
Our social team finds this incredibly important, right? Like, we got a lot of different ways to play the game, and we want to make sure that all of your communities can find each other and come together. And so we actually have to really get some tools in there to get to that point where everybody has a really smooth social experience. And so our goal is to make sure that we get as many of those tools in place before we actually get to the expansion.
Yeah, and I really want to make a special call out to, we have an entire part of our team who are focused on social and the player experience, and they are so dedicated and so enthusiastic and are just amazing people to work with, and they're paying attention to the things that everybody's talking about and need and trying to figure out the best plan to get those kind of things to you in the best time frame.
Awesome. Thank you, Brent. Thank you, Kaylee. And then we have a kind of a last question here. This is from Knox, wherever you are here at BlizzCon. What are your plans? There we go.
There he is.
What are your plans for itemization moving forward? A very, very popular question.
All right. Well,
The question.
The question for Joe Shelley.
Yes.
do we have a panel after this, or
They're probably going to be like, we're getting rid of
this is a
overpower.
very serious and important question, right? And while we're not ready to share all of the plans for itemization that we have going forward, the team is working on the problems that we see with itemization right now, right? I think I was watching, was a Carbot video, I think, recently. And
Shout out to Carbot. Love his
you get, the character gets two items, and they're trying to compare it, and pulls out his sort of monocle, and he's going through it. It's too difficult right now to compare items. It takes a lot of time,
Yep.
and we want to make that better. We also want there are some affixes that are very conditional or have several layers of conditionality. Sometimes this gets shorthand for this is
Dude,
the
but
damage on Tuesdays, right?
Yeah. I love doing more
Really
damage on
good at
Tuesdays.
this. A couple days from now, it'll be incredible. But we think that there are too many of those that have really complicated conditional effects, and it's really hard to bring those into builds, and it contributes, as Kaylee was saying earlier, to a feeling of having it be very difficult to customize your items in a way that lets you get exactly the affixes that you want on your build.
Get
So
that
that's
build you're looking for, you know?
exactly. So that's something that we want to review. We also know that when you are optimizing your gear, the goal of that is to have the effect be that you feel that power. So you are customizing your gear, and then you go out and you want to be able to visually tell immediately, like, yeah, this made a difference, right? And then, of course, we also want to add more ways to modify items and add on additional complexity to items, through. This is often talked about in the context of crafting, right? Better ways to modify items in that way. Yeah.
Awesome. Well,
Yeah,
I
add more
know,
crafting
I'm
options.
going to throw another question at you, though, because there has been a lot of talk about the amount of aspects that are within the game. And
Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
Do we have any plans on what we like for aspects specifically?
Yeah, so it's going to take us a little bit of time to get this right.
Okay.
Probably won't see it in season 3, but soon after that.
Okay.
But we want to get the aspect crystals out of your inventory and
Please.
into the Codex of Power.
Please. Please, for the love of God.
I think they agree with that. I think they quite like that.
I'm glad. We're starting work on it right now, so
Good.
we have to go back. But no, the Codex of
Thank
Power
you.
is really a great repository of all of the legendary powers, or it should be, we think. And there are lots of opportunities for upgrading
Right, Penny,
it, or,
right.
bringing affixes that you found, and we just really want to make that better. Yeah.
Great. That's awesome to hear. I know a lot of people are excited to have an area where all their aspects are, as opposed to where we are right now with
It's like you have to have like a
collecting
coming to
aspects and
Jesus
how you're
moment with
inventory
yourself though and be like,
kind
do I
of
really
running back
need
to the
10
stash
perfectly
between
rolled
there and
aspects
everything. So,
of the same
there we have it
aspect?
for the
How
Diablo
often
4
do I
Campfire
place this
Chat.
on
We
a
do
new
have
piece of
lot
gear?
Of awesome things coming down the road.
But yeah,
and
it's
I do
like-
want to remind everyone that this Tuesday
I don't
we
know.
have an update with
Yep.
5 new malignant rings. That
Hell
are
yeah.
in the game.
Looking
You can
forward to
farm
that.
Our Sean to earn those rings specifically,
get those
and
rings?
and those
All
rings
right.
are an eternal and seasonal.
Time to start
which is
saving
great
our
to
body
see as well.
parts, folks.
And then of course on December 5th we have our abattoir of Zier.
Yeah.
Google abattoir if you don't know what that is. I did.
Abattoir.
Slaughterhouse.
It's a slaughterhouse.
Yeah,
Nice.
Cultured Adam. And then we also have cultist updates hitting on December
Yeah.
5th. And of course, December 12th, we have our first holiday event hitting Diablo 4, which is Midwinter Blight, where players
Nice.
can actually end up earning a ton of different new cosmetics. Dress your character up in some bells, some reeds, holly,
Get
etc.
very festive. Yeah.
Exactly, get very festive. And I did want to remind everyone that we do have a Diablo Blood drive that is currently running. If you go to diablobloodharvest.com,
Give us your blood.
That's 73%
Oh,
to the
wow.
goal.
Adam,
Once we
let me
have-
ask you this, Adam. If I give you my blood, can I please get a grandfather?
It's for an awesome
Please.
cause. We're aiming to have 666 quarts of blood.
Okay.
I'll give you my
Of
blood,
course,
man.
Gotta stay with the
Just
theme.
give me the
Make
item.
sure to check out the site for more information. Panelists,
Yeah,
do
we
you
just
have any
wanted to
parting
say
words?
thank you for coming to BlizzCon and watching online. We love Diablo and we love you.
Nice. Yay.
I can't wait to get back in front of everybody here and have more to talk about with the expansion in the future.
Me too.
So I look forward to seeing you all in Sanctuary.
Nice.
I just want to thank all of our passionate players, and we listen to everything that you're saying, and it's been so awesome to reveal Season of Blood and be able to bring some of those changes back, and then to come here and to be able to tell you about all the more things that are coming in Season of Blood, and in future seasons, and in Vessel of Hatred.
Yeah, Drew. Yeah, I just want to say thank you, everyone, for making this an amazing experience to be up here. Also, hi, Mum and Dad, surprise. Yes, I'm on the panel. I didn't tell them. But I mostly want to call out our amazing team, who many of them are working here at BlizzCon, who you may have met down in Hall A. They're doing signing, and everyone who's is actually still back at the office, or, well, would be. It's the weekend. They're not working. But everyone across all the spaces that we have and across the team in general.
Awesome. And I just want to thank everyone here. Thank you guys, everyone here, everyone at home. We hope you guys have had a wonderful BlizzCon. We're so happy to have you here. And we hope you guys come see us while BlizzCon's still going on for the rest of the day.
Go give Adam a hug.
We'll see you in the next Campfire Chat. We'll have more Campfire Chats this year.
Woo!
And have an amazing BlizzCon, everyone. Thank you so much. We'll see you in Sanctuary.
Nice. So yeah, all that sounded really good. We got more endgame, and more endgame. And I'm looking forward to the Barbarian ring. That thing's gonna be fucking crazy. The Necro ring, we'll have to see, but probably good. Looking forward to the leveling that unique Paragon glyph up. That's gonna be fucking crazy.
BlizzCon 2023 would
Like,
like to thank our partners.
yeah, guys, I think some good stuff, you know. Some good stuff. Good stuff all around, in my opinion. Looking forward to all of it. So, yeah. Pog crazy. Yep, like I said, looking forward to the new rings next week. Looking forward to the Paragon glyph leveling thing. Leaderboards sound really good. They didn't give a lot of detail about the expansion, but I didn't really expect them to, so I mean, that's fine. Everything just sounds really good. They're definitely listening. They're adding more endgame activities. They're adding a bunch of other stuff. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And, got my Necro. Woo! And then I was recording this whole thing so that I can post a YouTube video on it. So now's where I shamelessly plug the channel. And I say, if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Check me out on Twitch. Link will be in the description. Everybody have a good day. Bye.